Alright guys, we just accepted a mission from a stranger to go kill some people, so let's go do this. This game is kinda has a lot of dead downtime due to writing, but it's pretty dope. We're gonna do a couple stranger missions and go hunting for a little bit, see what we can go find. Alright, what I tend to like to do, since your horse is very important part of the game, like to put away the gun, make your horse go away. If there's any guards we have to take out. One up. Oh. Usually I tend not to pick stuff while I'm in a battle, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, let's see if we can find a way in. And there it is. Let's get on our horse. And the cool thing is if you make your horse flee at the beginning of a battle, you can always give it a call again. Oh, we just gotta go finish this last guy off, and then we'll come back, see what we got to loot. And you are timed on a lot of these missions, so you see at the top, we only have 4 minutes to find this guy. And he's gonna be right up here. Always make sure you loot the majority of your people. They're not going to have a lot, but it definitely helps when it gets into, because a lot of this stuff is super expensive. We're on the wrong side. Sometimes the bodies, when you leave the area from the mission, all the bodies will disappear, but we're gonna go check out just to see. Looks like a gang moved in while we were gone, so also there's a little person you can see on the minimap. If you don't kill that person at the end, you can basically make him surrender. Sometimes he gives you some treasure maps. Sometimes you can't help but kill him, but sometimes you can. Usually they're indoors, not all the time. So now we're gonna make dude surrender.
Powers that be can't abide free men. How's it feel doing their dirty work? If we meet again, I won't first. Why'd you just kill me, huh? Coward!
So always, if you're gonna hogtie people, always loot them before you cut them free.
No!
Sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get. Oh! So I may be wrong on that. You could have spared him. After I hogtied him, I probably should have just left him there, but... Nope. Alright, so now we're gonna go up here, see... Yeah, that wasn't smart. Don't do that. After we get done loading everybody. Got 2 more out here. It's a good way to get ammo. Ammo doesn't cost a lot, but you know, it is like 20 cents. When you're thinking about it, you're looting these people and you're picking up 7 cents at a time and stuff like that. It does come up to be quite a bit. I don't know if fences are available in online yet, but let's see, Van Horn. There was a wagon fence. But it looks like it might not be available. So what we'll do... Stop here. do. Anything yellow is going to be a mission. These are going to be stranger missions. Stranger missions you could do by yourself. They're a lot easier with other people. I like to do them by myself, especially if I'm not playing with people I know. And then the missions are a lot easier with the people you know. You don't get in with a bunch of randoms and oh, we're gonna go see what this guy wants. Throughout the game, for those who haven't played, the bottom is your honor. I like to have high honor. Some people like to be outlaws, you know. It is what it is, your playing style, but anytime your horse starts to freak out, it means there's some sort of predator. Could be a snake, could be a cougar, could be a bear. For some reason online, every time I've seen one, when I went back it was gone. But in the normal game, you'll find snakes, you'll find cougars. It's just a warning letting you know some kind of predators around. These horses, the Arabians, tend to be a little smaller, so they get a little bit more spooked. Whereas if you had like a Shire, it's kind of equivalent to like a Clydesdale in the real world. It's not gonna get that spooked for a snake or something like that. Maybe for a bear or cougar or something like that, but
Yeah, welcome.
Can I interest you in some business? Now, this is a personal favor. One that you will be paid for, of course. My foolish superiors have become agitated by all these robberies on my routes. And I fear that if this next caravan does not get where it's going, from Van Horn to some place in the Heartlands, I will be blamed. Ensure it gets there, okay? For me? Now, come along.
we did
As long as I
not
can start a fire, I'll never go hungry.
set up correctly. We only have the bow and a 22, so we're gonna have to use the revolver on this one. You do see
I've been in tougher places than
anybody
this.
live can actually attack the caravan, as well as NPCs. So there will be computers trying to attack it. You gotta defend it, make sure it gets where it's going. And here they come.
Hey, you can't let them rob us.
We can take them easy.
Hey, come in, blood.
Days of playing Call of Duty.
All right.
As soon as you're in a firefight, you reload. Make sure you have enough bullets for the next one. Most of the time there's 2 or 3 on something like this. Could be more, could be less, but Just make sure you stay ready. See, if we had the rifle or the carbine, would not be that difficult. Headshot like crazy.
Them will take you. Better up to here with this place.
Quite a few people over here.
Easy.
Sometimes you don't have to take them all out. As long as they don't have horses, you know, they're not going to catch up to us, so.
God damn.
Stranger missions, you can see on the side there, we did get like $7 for that, which is quite a bit of money. Especially just by, you know, making sure a train or a caravan gets to its destination. When you think of that compared to looting where you're getting 7 cents, you know, it's quite a bit. Do a couple stranger missions. This will be the last one, then we'll hunt for about 30 minutes, and I'll probably stop the broadcast. If you guys have any questions or want to know anything or anything like that, just feel free to message me. Go to Niceguygaming on YouTube. Watch some of the previous broadcasts. A lot of it I don't have sound because most of the time I'm in party with people I know, and sometimes it can be a little uncensored, so I tend to mute the mic. But if you guys do want the mic and enjoy the talking, just let me know. It's something I definitely will do for y'all. You also have to be careful of those does. A lot of times they'll get spooked by the horse, and I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube where they'll knock you off your horse or something like that. This time we definitely are gonna prepare.
that the last thing worked out all right.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, it's this guy, not that guy.
I figured you'd be sniffing for work again. Okay, I don't have anyone who needs robbing or killing. You'll be very disappointed to hear. Just the new Hanover mailbag. But you look like you need whatever money you can get.
Did learn that
That's quick. You need something else?
a lot of times you want to finish listening to what they have to say. Sometimes they'll glitch out and it won't give you the mission. Oh, we already had the mail. If you slow down enough, you can actually feed your horse and brush your horse and pet your horse while you ride, just so you don't have to jump off and take care of your horse periodically. So like I said in the previous one, we had like 4 minutes to find that guy. This mission we have 9 minutes, right at 10 minutes at the start. So you do want to be pretty quick, but you know, you do have time. It's an ample amount of time. So if you actually hold down or not hold down, but just press down on the left stick when your horse does get spooked, you'll calm your horse. Which, if you don't calm it around wolves and cougars until you build that relationship, it will actually buck you. And it takes a minute to get up and get your gun out and stuff like that, so a lot of times you do get attacked. Sometimes you can fend them off, sometimes you can't, but you know, that's just been my experience. So we are at our first delivery. Gotta find the mailbox. On to the next one. I actually haven't done this mission yet, so I don't know how many pieces of mail you have to deliver. Most of the time online play, when you do get missions like this and stuff, a lot of them will actually, it looks like we have to deliver 4. But a lot of times when you're dealing with missions and stuff, people will just let you go. Sometimes people are jerks about it, and you'll be minding your own business and stuff like that, and they'll try to kill you. They can loot, and it's actually a mission of theirs to stop you from completing your mission. So looks like we're about halfway done. Still gonna try to keep a pretty good pace, try to get this over with as soon as possible so nobody loots us or anything like that. But Due to my work schedule, I usually play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I do like to spend a little bit of time with my family. So usually one of those days I won't be streaming or something like that. But, you know, if there is a demand for it, I'll definitely get on here. Easiest way to bring such said demand is by hitting that like and subscribe button. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. I definitely do check up on it, and I will be attempting to change. You know, you always can't please everybody, so I'll do my best, but no promises. At the top of the mini-map, you'll see a little lightning bolt. That's your horse's stamina. I did ride it a little too hard, so we're going to slow down just a minute and let it catch back up, and then we'll be off again. The more you bond with your horse, the higher the stamina will be, the higher the health will be. The more predators you can go around without getting bucked off your horse and stuff like that. Hey, we made it in the box. That was the stable back there. If you ever need to access any of your horse or your purchased saddles or pre-made saddles, anything like that, it will be at the stable. Some stables have different horses for sale. In the game, online, you can pretty much get any horse at any stable. You also have a catalog that you can order from, so far I like the online play. It is missing a couple things. You can't sleep, stuff like that. Hey, this is actually the fence that I was talking about earlier with that with that cart we had. We could have actually brought it here and got it fenced. See, $12 for that mission. That's pretty easy. Just have to avoid real players because sometimes they can be kind of jerks, but yeah, it kind of is what it is. So yeah, I think we'll go hunting for a little bit. See what we can get. There's something over here. Me personally, I always keep my bow down there and my varmint rifle up here. Varmint rifles are really good with squirrels and bunnies and stuff like that. If you shoot them, no matter what caliber they are, poor, good, or pristine, they'll always yield a perfect skin. So I tend to like the varmint rifle. For any bigger game, little bit bigger game, not extremely big, I always try to bow hunt. Seems to kind of have the same effect. You always want to see what type. That's a pristine, so that's the one we're going for. So we'll jump off our horse and we will Also, your odor plays pretty big into it too. If you're hunting downwind and the animal smells you, they'll take off, which is not a good thing. We're gonna try to get as close as possible. Probably won't be able to get crazy close, but as long as we have high ground, we should be okay. Animals do have extremely good hearing. So here we should be able to see them. Just make sure that's the right one. And there we go. We're gonna call our horse. You can pick this while our horse is coming. You can carry one big game. If it's a real big game, like a bear, an elk, or a moose, or something like that, you can only keep the pelt. But what I generally like to do is I like to skin the deer. This game is a little bit graphic, so if you do have little ones, you may not want to let them watch. Mine are like 10 and 7, so I mean, I think it's perfectly acceptable to let them see the real natures of hunting. So we're gonna skin it, and we're gonna come back, pick up the carcass, because you can actually sell both of them. I found that you actually get more money if you sell the skin and then sell the carcass, as opposed if you sell the whole thing. So you could have one big game, and then on each side you can have one little game. So we'll go see if we can get a turkey or a rabbit or something of that sort. Turkeys yield some pretty good meat, and their carcass don't sell for too bad prices, so I tend to so we're gonna try to get 2. We'll just kill the whole flock. And then whatever the best, you can see the little stars at the bottom. Easter wild turkey, 3 stars, so that means this is a pristine. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and skin it again. Sorry for the dogs barking. And we're gonna pick it up. They hear somebody outside. And we're gonna stow it. Down here, see, that's a pristine too. Usually when you shoot them with the varmint rifle, which the varmint rifle is like $74. The bow's another 124, so it does get kind of spendy. Growing up, living in Oregon, a hunting area, like I don't like animals to go to waste, so since we did kill these ones, I am gonna skin them. I won't be able to take the carcass, but at least we could get the meat from it. You do get an honor bonus for being resourceful as well. That one wasn't so good, so you'll see it probably will yield about 2. So now we're gonna go try to find a butcher. So there should be one here in Valentine. Squirrels, rabbits, game of that sort, you actually don't need to put on your... Oh, I take that back. So rabbits you can hang on the side where the turkeys are. Squirrels you can actually just pick up. Frogs or toads, stuff like that, you can actually just pick up and sell whole. But we are gonna go over here. If we do run across any bunnies or squirrels or anything like that on the way back, we will shoot them with the varmint rifle and pick them up to sell at the butcher. It's a good way to make money. If you're especially online, you can see the money making process is fairly slow. You do get a little bit more money the higher levels and higher level missions you do. And usually there's bunnies and all kinds of stuff out here. White-tail buck, you can see he was just a 1-star, so... And since we already have a pristine, or perfect deer on here, we'll take that in instead of dropping it for a 1-star. A buck you will yield antlers, so, you know, sometimes it is a better payoff to take a buck in instead of a doe, but for this time, there is a lot of deer over here, deers and bucks and all kinds of stuff. So, and this is right outside of the Valentine, the city. So it doesn't look like we're getting any bunnies or squirrels or anything like that right now. So usually they'll be, you know, right off the path. Valentine's a good city if you do want to hunt in, because just north of it, there's a pretty good squirrel and rabbit population. Just to the south, just like we passed, there's a pretty good deer and antelope population. So if you're trying to hunt not that far from a city that has a butcher, so you can take it and sell it, it's a pretty good spot. It also has a pretty good population of turkeys and stuff like that if you go just off to the side there. So you can actually leave everything on your horse, go talk to this guy. Didn't want to let me in for a minute. So I've actually hunted a little bit, so you could sell 75 cents. See squirrels. These are just good squirrels too. They're not perfect. But 2 squirrels, 210. That's pretty good. Boar tusk. Animal fat. You see the plump bird meat. This is yielded from the turkeys. And you know, I have 10 of them, $4. That's about 40 cents. You could also cook them. Tend to not sell the meat because I do like to cook it, have it in my satchel. It'll help you with health during fights and stuff like that. So perfect raccoons, it's $1.20 for each pelt. So depending on if it's a perfect, you'll notice the guy's comment changes. Like, this is a perfect pelt, so he'll say not a lot of these, or beautiful pelt or something like that. and he didn't. $7 for the deer, $4 for both the turkeys. You know, it's not a bad haul.
Come again.
And right over here was the spot I was talking about. Get your varmint rifle out. You have deer over here. I think that was a skunk. Yeah, skunk. Where'd he go? There he is. So the animations for the hunting, like I said, are pretty graphic. So, I mean, if you have little ones, you probably don't want to let them watch you, but skunks. If you look at the map too, it will show you. If you zoom in, there's a skunk population, and there's quite a bit. There's squirrel population just north of Valentine. Over here I find a lot of rabbits though, which rabbits sell pretty good. Rabbits and turkeys. It does seem that when you're searching for stuff, it's not to be around, but yeah, it just takes a little persistence. Could have probably killed those, but we're looking more for smaller game. They tend to yield a little bit more money. Just the amount you can hold. So buck, we'll see. We'll see what type of buck it is. Maybe we won't. So you did see all the small game down here, so like there's a squirrel. And make sure we take our bow with us. I'm just gonna leave my horse here for a minute. Go get what I can. Since we're skinning this, I'm hoping he doesn't throw it in the river, which he probably will. And try to pick it up. Okay, that's perfect rabbit pelt. I don't think the carcass is going to be a perfect one, but you can always check. Maybe you can't. But I mean, if you are hunting an animal, at least in my opinion, you need to use every resource of that animal. If you're going to use the pelts for, you know, crafting and stuff like that, awesome. You know, use the rest of the animal for meat, awesome. You know, it's fairly cruel to kill an animal just for their tusks or antlers or anything like that. So pretty much every hunter I've ever met other than a trophy hunter is gonna agree with that. It's kind of a unwritten rule. Right over there we have a buck. It's good quality, so we'll hop off, see if we can get it. We definitely will be able to this close to it. Take your horse with you, that way you can skin it and your horse will be right there to put the pelt on. The thing I like about hunting with the bow is it's pretty, as long as you're hunting buck and deer and all the little big game, it's fairly one-shot kill to the head or the neck. On top of that, before you skin it, you can walk around it and actually get your arrows back, so you don't have to use any ammo. Right in here, I believe, is where I've found a lot of bunny population. I don't know if it changes. Should have killed that one. That's alright. You know, the good thing is, I know I said if you're gonna hunt, you need to use everything. I usually tend to cook the meat, but selling it to a butcher, you know, the butcher is gonna use that to make their profits, so they're gonna use every single piece of the animal, so it's still humane. And I cannot find any bunnies. That was a squirrel. Ah, it's a chipmunk. I don't think I've hunted one of those yet. Usually in these wooded areas you'll find, you know, the rabbits, the squirrels, the chipmunks. You're still staying semi-close to Valentine that has the butcher, so you can get back there and sell as quick as possible. You know, usually if you sell 3 bunnies or 3 rabbits or something like that, it's gonna yield you probably about 30 bucks, which is a great take for, you know, you could probably make that in about 30 minutes. You've seen on some of the missions, looting, you get about 7 cents. One of the missions we got $7, and the other one we got 12. So it took us about 30 minutes to do 2 stranger missions. So the rabbits do tend to kind of stay in groups, so usually when you do find, like you seen right there, I got 2 rabbits consecutively, so you can see where take the skin, take the carcass of the two best ones you get. You do get game meat from it, so this one we're gonna go skin. And if this is a perfect, I'll probably swap it out for that other one on the left side of my horse, which it is. So he's just gonna replace that one for this one. And then we're gonna go back to Valentine and sell our haul. It should be this way. Yeah. See, we kind of wandered off a little bit. Sometimes that's okay. You know, take in the scenery, hunt, you know. We are gonna pull out our vermin rifle in case we do see anything on the way back. Like I said, squirrels, rabbits you could always skin, leave the carcass. I don't really like to do that, but you know, sometimes that's your only option. See a lot of these animals up here. Depending on the animal, I found it pretty true to real life. Depending on the animal, it'll either stay in the pack or, you know, bears like to be out by themselves, so you'll usually see a bear by himself. You won't see a pack of bears. Wolves usually hunt in packs. Coyotes usually hunt in packs, so it's pretty true to real life. It's pretty cool. They're able to do that in the game. So we're gonna go back to the butcher. And see, we have a pretty good haul, just from a little bit of hunting. I'm not gonna sell the pork loin or the venison. You can cook that, but you know, we have $91, and we're gonna sell everything but that.
Seems everyone with a rifle. That's a nice hide.
See, you hear his voice change. That's a nice hide.
Work here, fine indeed.
Go ahead and sell the game meat. You can cook that, but I have a lot of cooked stuff, so.
Good enough.
Feathers you can use to craft, so I tend not to sell those. $6, you know, 2 perfect carcasses. And we started at $91, and we're at, you know, $115. So that's, you know, roughly 20-30 bucks. Stuff is pretty expensive in the game, at least from what I've noticed. We'll go check it out real quick. I always try to go in that door, and it's not the gunsmith.
Wow, new marksman in town. Welcome. Well, it's really the catalog you want to look at. It's got everything in here.
So, for example, we'll just go to ammunition. Now, I tend to try to keep as much ammunition as I can for when you are in firefights. Tends to help out. The repeater. Always want to make sure that's my favorite weapon in the game. So, rifle. We have been hunting a lot, so like I said, with the arrows, you get them back. Sometimes you miss, so you'll either have to find the arrow or buy more, but right now you get 5 arrows for 20 cents. So since we're just down 1 arrow, I'm not going to get that, but you can see where you could start spending money, especially when it comes to the weapons.
Sheriff's gotten that for himself at one point.
You know, I have the basic. I actually got a pre-order one, so don't have the basic one, but I think everybody gets it, so. In my general opinion, the Lynchfield repeater
You'll
is
see a few
probably
people
the
in town with
best
that, too.
repeater you can get. So a lot of the animals tells you to kill it with the rifle
Fine
or
rifle.
kill it with an arrow for a perfect kill, and that's gonna yield your perfect carcass, which is
The sheriff's
the
got
way
an
to
air for
go.
himself at one point.
You have to have a long scoped rifle to kill a perfect alligator, or a special arrow that you can craft, but I haven't got that far. But you can see it's quite expensive for the weapons. So bow's 124. I think it's in repeaters. The Varmin rifle is 72, so you know that's almost $200 that you
As long
have
as
to
you have
make.
good aim.
And then you have to upkeep your weapons. So a lot of the weapons you use, like the Varmin rifle, make sure you get it cleaned
You
quite a
keep
bit.
treating that like your own child, all right? Good on you.
You can
Thought about upgrading the stock?
do
We got some
rifling,
nice ones.
which is gonna, you can see it on the range, it's gonna increase it a little bit, which makes it a better gun. You can put iron sights on it, which I have. It increased the accuracy a little bit. You can put a scope on it. I don't tend to like scopes. I'd rather it just the iron sights. But yeah, I think we're gonna jump off here. I appreciate all y'all that are gonna be watching this, all of y'all that have watched it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it will bring more content
You
to
must be new to town.
Nice Guy Gaming the more I
There's a
get.
little
So
nook there if you need
I
something
will
for your camp.
leave
Looks like
you
you
at
travel a
that,
lot, so
and
worth having a look and
y'all
see.
have a wonderful day. Peace out, guys.